The protagonist walks into the stock pavilion and sees the antagonist standing in the middle of the wood chips. After a brief exchange, the antagonist draws her sword and instantly attacks the protagonist. However, she grabs it out of thin air. Her hand is bleeding and she looks visibly upset. We have close-ups on both. She then draws her weapon and shows it off. The audience needs a tutorial on why this weapon looks the way it does. This weapon is used to catch swords and disarm opponents. It's great for counterattacking, hence the style of play that the rogue is going to go with. They back off and they lock swords again. We need a tutorial, or not a tutorial, we need to see how equally matched these two professionals are. If not, we have the prep or the antagonist slightly better and more trained, hence this kick right here. She knocks the rogue back and roughs her up a little bit. We want the fight going in her favor as she definitely has more practice and resources. However, the rogue doesn't give up and goes back into it, using some fence to try to knock her off balance by going for a sweeping attack. However, is easily dodged. However, after that risky attack, she gets knocked to the ground, and since the sword is wood, the antagonist tries to just chop it in half with repeated heavy blows. The protagonist rolls away, but gets caught in another series of heavy blows, this time vertically. However, after one counter, she's able to get back to her feet, but she isn't entirely back on her game yet. She tries to go on the offensive, but through superior training, the prep is still able to dodge handily. However, the rogue is able to handily dodge some of these attacks. Not many shots are connecting at all at this point. We just go through some more vanilla swordplay to just kind of pad the runtime a little bit. However, she learns about the kicking maneuver and uses it against her. Now the antagonist is a little bit shaken up because she's not used to being hit. So she gets a little more crafty and gets more risky. She gets kicked in the hand again after a counterattack. And right here, after some more swordplay, a nice quick counter, the antagonist or the prep gets punched in the face, knocking her lights out. She gets thrown off balance and starts to breathe heavily. She needs some time to breathe, so she rocks away. She backs herself up to the stairs, gets a counter, kicks the protagonist in the face, and tries to move up to the stairs to gain the high ground. The protagonist follows her up, and we get this nice silhouetted shot against the windows on the upper levels of the stock pavilion. It's some vanilla swordplay. We don't want anything too risky because this is on top of stairs. We don't want anything falling off. However, after a few quick exchanges, the blade gets locked in the teeth and it gets thrown down to the ground. Thinking quickly, the prep ties up her sword in her hands with loose strings and makes a getaway to collect her sword again. However, the rogue has a lot of strength and does not care about the pain, is able to rip restraints out of the binding. To catch up with her, she simply jumps off the railing and makes a hero landing down on the ground. The distance is not closed up. Instead, she actually throws her sword to try to get a last-ditch effort, or so the antagonist thinks. From there, she charges the sword. The antagonist tries to go in for a stab, but she steps on the blade. From there, she's thrown off balance. She's able to get repeatedly hit in the head several times, knocking her off balance, until the protagonist is able to pick up their sword and use it against them, and that's the end.